Do you like metroidvanias? How about insanely good art? Crazy boss fights? How do you feel about the Plague Doctor look? If you answered yes to any combination of these questions, then you need to check out Mask of Soul, developed by Zion Entertainment and released on March 26th, 2026. In Mask of Soul, you play as Cheong-oh Chasa, gatekeeper of the Underworld. Basically, your older brother rules over the world of the living, and you gatekeep the Underworld, or you did. In a fit of rage, Cheong-oh Chasa destroyed many parts of the Underworld, making it vulnerable for attacks. 4 masks of great evil power were being guarded in the Underworld. After Chasa's attacks, the Underworld has been left vulnerable, and those masks have been stolen. At the same time, your older brother is holding back the power of the Red Moon. That is threatening to destroy all life as well. So while your brother holds back the Red Moon, you must get the masks back. But that won't be easy, as the masks have all been given to these very powerful entities across the land, and they are just waiting for a reason to battle you. I had a ton of fun in this game, and was able to get every achievement in the game in a little under 12 hours. Now, if you're watching this so far and you're thinking, meh, just another Hollow Knight clone, I'm gonna ask you to wait. Firstly, understand that not everything that has similarities with other games is just a clone of that. Secondly, stick around for the video. You might learn something and it might change your mind. But look at that, we're in a Metroidvania that's not a pixel art Metroidvania. I told you guys we didn't only play pixel arts. In fact, the last game that we played wasn't even a Metroidvania. It was a 3D Sekiro-like. Make sure you go check out that video. And also go check out the boss ranking video that I did for it as well. While you're over there, make sure you like and subscribe. And now let's get into the review. First stop, combat. Mask of Soul is a very parry-based game, so of course it's right up my alley. If you like 9 Souls, you're gonna like the combat here as well. However, the parry window in Mask of Soul is a little bit more forgiving than it is in 9 Souls, so don't let that deter you. The combat also revolves around the different masks that you have in the game. You start out with the Plague Doctor / Crow looking mask, and this is just your bare bones mask. You then gather other masks throughout the playthrough as you beat the certain bosses that are holding them. Each mask behaves differently, and they also change your melee attacks or spirit strikes and your ultimate moves or soul blast. Each of the masks are better suited for certain scenarios than other ones may be, so make sure you play around with each one to see which one might fit better. Throughout the game, you will also get these rock-like upgrade materials that are for the masks. You upgrade them, which makes your soul blast do a little bit more damage or reach further depending on the mask. The first one that you earn is from the Tiger Boss, and that was the one that I stuck with for the vast majority of the game. I really like the speed of the attacks, I developed the muscle memory for it, and I really like the soul blast as well. In Mask of Soul, you will get these items called seals and other ones called gear. These are your equipable items that act like charms that give you more damage, extended attack range, opening the parry window a little bit more, amongst other things. There are a decent amount of these spread throughout the game, so make sure you explore a little bit so you can find them all. Now let's talk about the level design. As far as Metroidvanias are concerned, the map in this game is far less open than other games in the genre. There are some hidden alcoves in each area that hold items or gear or seals, but there's really not that much to explore or to get lost in. That being said, I'm not really mad at that. I personally don't always need a big, open, non-linear map to get lost in. Sometimes I like my Metroidvanias to be a little bit more straightforward, but if you do need that exploration, cool, no judgment from me, this game might not be for you. I thought the levels themselves were decent enough. One thing that does really helps is there are a ton of different enemy types in this game, so it kept the levels a little interesting. Now, of course, with the levels, let's talk about the art style real quick. Obviously, this game shares a lot of similarities art-wise with Hollow Knight. While a lot of people will just call this a Hollow Knight clone, this game could not be more different than Hollow Knight. I personally really like this art style, and I don't immediately think of Hollow Knight every time I see it. I think the art style is great, and I wouldn't mind seeing more games that share it. The platforming in this game is pretty relaxed compared to other games in the genre. However, there are a few pretty intense platforming sections in this game. These are mostly going to lead to your big upgrade materials for the masks. These usually gave me a good bit of trouble, but there's nothing crazy outside of those. Where this game shines the most is the bosses. A lot of the bosses in Mask of Soul are incredibly well-designed boss fights. You've got your basic warm-up fights like the boar and the frog, but then when you get to the big main bosses, the ones that are holding the mask, you really gotta lock in. I'm gonna butcher this name, so I'm gonna try my best. Soul Kaibi had me by the throat for well over 20 attempts. While there are some bosses in this game that I really did not like, most of them are actually really cool and a great time. Stay tuned for the boss ranking video that's gonna come up after this one. As far as story goes, we kind of brushed on it a little bit in the beginning. However, I found myself enjoying the story a good bit. It was pretty predictable at certain points, but there was actually a part that I was predicting that I got wrong. While I was streaming this game, I was pretty confident that the person behind all the craziness happening in it was going to be the older brother. And turns out, I was wrong. The older brother is pretty involved in the early parts of the game, but then he pretty much does not show up again. So, not entirely predictable. Now, I'm not going to talk about the soundtrack in this game because, as per the Steam disclosure, it is entirely generated by AI. So, yeah. Overall, I'm going to give Mask of Soul a 7 out of 10. The level designs were good enough for me. The collectibles were relatively easy to find and didn't require an online map to get them all. I love this kind of art style. The combat is super fun and customizable. The platforming is short and not super crazy, but can get intense at points. And the bosses really sell the game to myself, considering I'm a major enjoyer of boss fights. If you like what I do, make sure you like and subscribe. And leave a comment down below. Have you played this game? What'd you think about it? Does this review maybe make you want to play this game? Let me know. Make sure you check us out on Twitch and TikTok for when we stream the games for the reviews. But as always, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Peace.